listen. Just listen. The boss battle music just started. Because he found the villain. He found the Sephiroth.
Ned almost always music counterpicks on small battlefield.
Of course.
Into Final Fantasy VII music.
I'm actually really excited to see this. Ned, already with a really good couple of sets today, got defeated in Winners Finals by Apollo Kage, #1 in St. Louis. But he also has some close sets as well. He and Yumu went very last stock game 5, if I recall, of incredibly back and forth set. And it wound up being Ikan who made the run through losers to get to him, and now this is Ned's final test.
Ned is so good.
Ned is ridiculous.
He waited. So I'm going to talk about like 4 or 5 interactions ago. He waited for the focus in the top right corner of the blast zone to put on the projectile, the snap projectile. I am totally blanking on the name. Yes, thank you, Shadowflame. It has been a while since the commentated. You guys are going to have to pardon the rest. But that 0 to death was so good.
Everything about the way Ned plays.
And that fastball? Did you see that?
It's terrifying. He's so good. Jeez. But he's not going to make that one back as Ikan. We're talking about how good Ned is, and all of a sudden, Ikan with the absurd corner pressure. Ned never got to breathe off that ledge. He had some really good recovery options, but he couldn't get off ledge, and that's all Ikan with that really good grounded ledge trap game of Ryu. Even when Ned jumped, he couldn't seem to get through what was like an invisible wall. Like he didn't want to approach near the Ryu.
And, yeah, all of a sudden, this is pretty much an even percentage-wise game, but if you are down in percent as Sephiroth, you are behind. Or if you're even in percent with Sephiroth, you're behind. That's the way it works. Oh! You got to push the advantage exactly like that. Look at Ned go.
That's interesting, though. So, like, Ned had a 0 to death, though, right? Ikan brought it all the way back to where he technically had a short percentage lead.
And Ned almost died from that back air. He was at 88% after the hit. Sephiroth is such a light character.
Yeah, 79 weight unit. I believe it's like Sheik weight, give or take. Oh, gets a Tatsu. That's not going to work on the platform, but the Shoryu out of disadvantage. Insta-kill. Now suddenly we're last stock in a game that we saw the 0 to death to start this. So, like, you know, the smart money would just be on, like, all right, Ned's running away with the game. And this has happened every time he went off stage. He got the down B, the reflect damage kill. He got the reflect damage into spike kill, and then just the raw spike kill. So Ned just with 3 really good edge guards. This is where Ryu sorely struggled in the match.
If Ned has that timing down on the down airs, that's just going to be so hard for Ikan to answer.
Yeah, you're just not coming back at that.
That just might be unanswerable, to be quite honest.
For Ryu, you don't have many options for recovery. It's not like quite as bad as, like, say, Ridley, but it's not as good as, like, a decent recovery, you know? So he has to figure out a way either around that, or he basically has to throw the kitchen sink at Ned just to stay on stage.
Well, at the same time, Ikan has landed, I counted, it was 3 total moves before that, and he was at 55%. So that's Ryu, right?
Yeah, Ryu is a haymaker character, but here we go, off stage. See, Ikan, he's starting to figure it out. He sees Ned go a little bit low, just recovers with the highest possible Tatsu. Just like, get me out of here. I want to be on that stage.
The thing about Sephiroth, though, is like, even if you think you're out of the situation on the edge guard, it's still a 50-50 because Sephiroth's aerials are just so big. It's hard to purely avoid any of these situations. Okay. Ooh. Good recovery, and I feel like Ikan could have made it the spot dodge there if he was hard committed to it, but look at Ned go on these recoveries.
That's actually just insane, where he like jumped off ledge a little and then did like a fast fall, quick falling up air into immediate snap up beat back to ledge, just to get an up air damage so he can get back a little more safely. Like, that's wild that Ned knows that he can do these things confidently.
And Ned waited at the focus that entire time. I mean, I know he died before this, and we should be giving Ikan props for reading that back air. He definitely did read the back air, but Ned covered everything on the back end so brilliantly.
It's a joy watching both of these players play. That's how I feel. Like, I'm enjoying this set so much.
Welcome back, Pete.
Welcome back.
This is a welcome back to all of us. I missed offline. Commentating online was just not the same.
No, it wasn't the same game. It was literally a different game. You're playing with an extra 10 like frames of input lag practically all of the time.
Only 10?
Minimum. All right, Ned, seeing that is always a test of knowledge for the opponent right there, where you up B right into the stage to see if they'll like run up to it and get punished by it, because then it's free damage. Ned just
what a great combo,
dude! He just knew where he'd be. That's absurd. All right, Ikan just like, nah, I'm out.
Well, Ned didn't even need to commit too much for that. He was right there.
No, not at all.
Does he still have one wing? Yeah, okay, he still has one wing. On that one wing, you just have infinitely more, like, Sephiroth has a lot of ledge options, right? And you see the way Ned moves, even at the ledge. With one wing, you get an extra option.
Dude, one wing is the best comeback mechanic maybe of all time. Like, just outright.
I don't agree with that, but it's very good.
It's the best in this game. What I meant by I shouldn't say all time, but this game for sure. And I am not alone in thinking that either.
The book is still not written on that because Kazuya exists.
Yeah, that's true, and we still have another DLC character coming, but one wing is absurd.
Magic percent here for Ikan. Let's see if he can make something happen.
Yeah, he's been keeping these games competitive despite the fact that it looks like whenever he's disadvantaged that he will just die. That's how it feels. All right, nice tech from Ned. Not even sure that was a necessary tech, but it was a sweet one.
I mean, it put him in a better position than if he had to tech.
Right.
Ooh,
nice.
Okay.
That's a nice combo from Ikan. 60% with a 120 rage Ryu in this game, though. This is still death percent.
Definitely. Sephiroth is very light.
Yeah, this is a Sheik fight. Sheik with a sword. Weight-wise, that's how Ryu's got to see this.
One clean hit should get it done, and there you go. That's definitely...
No, it's not. He got one
I
wing
was going to rest my career on that.
He got one wing in the middle of the combo.
Did that change his weight?
I don't know, but I really want to think it does. What just happened?
Oh, and that was... Again? I don't think that was intentional. I don't think that the fireball was intentional.
No, that was a Shoryu input that came out wrong, but I don't think Ikan was at all prepared to be there. But the back air mid-stage will take the stock. Ikan living at 170. Sticking around. All right, Ned's got a bit of his head down here. I don't know if he's thinking or if he's just like, man, I'm sad because Sephiroth fell off ledge with that up B.
Well, because Ned read focus with the up B, right? That was the point.
I love that music taste. Oh, it's so good that he's just putting on Final Fantasy VII music at this local. It's so good.
It's correct.
I love this game, man.
It's the correct opinion.
I love this game, man. It's so
put
good.
On Final Fantasy VII music.
Yes.
So Ned read focus with that up B into the platform. And then he fell off the platform, and it cost him his advantage state because then Ryu had the center stage, and he was able to push his advantage in such a blink of a moment, right? That was the difference in that game, is Ned made a correct read, and then he fell off the platform. And that's actually kind of the history of Ned, right? Is he'll make a correct read, and sometimes the game will punish him for it. And that's just kind of how Smash works sometimes, is you make the correct read and you get punished.
Yeah, that is how it works. But then it becomes this, like, debate about, all right, well, then was that actually the correct read?
It's such a game of inches that it doesn't necessarily matter if you are rewarded in that particular we play card games, right? So you play a card game, and 9 out of 10 times you'll be rewarded for making the correct play, but that 1 out of 10th time you'll get high rolled, and it feels really, really bad.
Yeah, that can happen in this game at a much lower clip than it would happen, because there's so much more to this game than skill-based. But when you get into that position, yeah, it's a huge feel bad. Although Ned dealing with it very well, although that immediate Shoryu conversion, this is just a 2-stock game. Like, that last stock was full of so many sweet interactions. It could fill a book, and it wound up landing on just Angel Cloud invincibility, insta-Shoryu, kill you to make up for dying. Here we are, 2-stock game, let's do it.
Well, I was making a point, and then they played a lot of good video games in the meantime that I made that point.
Oh, Ned getting the back air, like that's the kind of stuff you're not seeing, you know, mid or even like high level Sephiroths do. But you'll see the top levels. No, like they'll know the exact timing and spacing of when the single Shadow Flare will hit into like an instant short hop back air at like nearly frame perfect speed. Like, Ned is just so proficient with this character as he gets the F tilt. That last stock for him was a 0 to death.
Ned's ledge traps are just ridiculous. I feel like this is so I started playing Byleth because the ledge trap game feels really good to me, and now watching Ned ledge trap, I'm just like, I got nothing. His ledge trap on reaction is insanity.
You remember when I, for a while, was like, hey, I really want to give Sephiroth a real shot because I need to know that, like, these characters for me? You're looking at the reason why. This is the opposite of when I used to see Ned's PT and be like, I can't do that. I could never do that. I watch Ned play Sephiroth, and I'm just inspired. He's just so ridiculously good at it, but it's so cool.
But so much of that comes from his movement.
Yes, it's almost all movement-based. He's never standing still.
I feel like we need to spend so much time in the lab to catch up to Ned's movement. Ned's movement has been ahead of us for 4 years.
He likes to be dashing around. That's what makes him great.
And now how does Ikan approach this? The way Ned has been playing with these platform drops?
Yeah, he's been platform dropping, he's been spacing falling fares and forward tilts in a way where Ryu just can't reasonably approach. Because the down air, not going to catch it this time. It's the neutral air. Now the thing about this is though, like, all right, that's a good F tilt. So whatever I was going to say is now irrelevant. What I was going to say is I feel like Ryu's still never out of it because of just how fast he can detonate stocks. But Ned just shut any thought of that down.
Ikan didn't play neutral for about a minute and a half. He played disadvantage for a minute and a half.
He had to because there was no way to get in to call it neutral state. Because Sephiroth's long sword spaced in a way where the sword can come close to hitting you, but you can't approach it. That's not neutral. That is not a neutral setting. That is, you are currently losing stage controller advantage and getting punished for the range of your opponent. And Ned's just, he does that immaculately. He knows exactly how far away to be from people so bad things don't happen, especially against characters like Ryu, who really needs to get up in your face to do a whole lot. Eventually.
This is kind of the world we live in Smash Ultimate, right? Is we have so many high tiers and mid tiers that choose to play the game differently. And the way Ned is playing this game is so perfect for his Sephiroth, right? Is where he controls space as much as he can with his movement. That's Sephiroth's gameplay, and it just fits Ned to a T.
Oh, wow. All right, so he got an up air, chained it into another up air, but he got the single hit up air, strong Shoryu, off the platform. That was like killed him at 50% by getting rising up air.
But then again, there are these players who, if they get the neutral win one time, they want to take it to their maximum potential, and that is Ikan's plan.
Yeah, this is very contrasting play styles, and it's the reason these games are all so close, even when it appears like, you know, Ned will win 7, 8, 9 interactions in a row, but it's always like, hit you with a forward air, you know, hit you with an F tilt, like a weak hit F tilt. And it's damage based, but
the turnaround up air was so sick. Oh, Ikan, calm down.
All right, Ikan made a ton happen out of that stock. I just saw Ned shake his head even when he took the stock. He's like, man, I'm at 72. Like, you hit me once.
He does have one wing.
He does have one wing. And he's got to shield these. Oh, he's not going to shield him, getting 26. But Ned unable to, like, super convert off of it. So that's huge for Ikan. Good parry. He tries to get Ned to roll. Ned not biting. Ned just was like, all right, this is the one time I won't move. Gotcha. Yeah, and he's dead. Ikan went for, like, the strong punish before the counter, but it wouldn't come out in time. And that big lead for Ikan just evaporated.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like a big equalizer for Sephiroth is the counter. That counter is so violent to characters with linear recoveries, as you see with Ryu. But okay, that's that's soft spotted.
It's soft spotted because Ned was SDIing it straight away from the beginning. That was one where he wanted it to connect and just was never going to.
Yeah, what can you do about that?
There's
no not much you can do about it. That hitbox is so big.
Run up smash killed Sephiroth, so Ikan's still in this game. He has to take this stock. Otherwise, that's the tournament. He just died from weak Hadouken.
It's not the
all right, yeah, it's not happening. That's absurd. All right.
That counter's dumb. That's dumb.
Nah, you know.
That's so dumb.
It's strong. It's very strong.
It's real dumb.
It was an excellent closing statement from Ned to be like, you know what? This is over. Here's the counter. You did good, kid. That was a nice run. But now leave it to me. It's my job. I need my run back with AK. I need to defend Chicago. Nice job on losers finals. Have a Sephiroth down B for the road.